What's going on YouTube? Brad here with Farmhouse and more. And today I'm going to show you how I built this side table. Or bench. Either way this design works. Side table, bench, whatever you prefer. If you're going to do a bench, I would probably go a little bit shorter with the legs. But let's get started. If you've been following along, a while back I produced a short about a entryway bench that I did. And I always really regretted not making a video out of it. Well, we actually had someone inquire about a side table, but they want that same design. So I'm not going to miss that opportunity again. So here we go. Now I always like to start out with doing a little quick sketch up. So here's pretty much what I got. I'm going to use 2x6s for the top. They told me that they wanted it 30 inches wide, so we're going to knock that out for them. And then they told me they wanted it 24 inches tall. So I drew my legs up, and we're going to use that as our basis to get started. So let's go ahead and get started cutting our top down. So we know they want 30 inches wide, so we're going to start out by cutting down these pieces to 30 each. Now that they're all cut down to size, we're just going to run them through the planer. That way we have a good even surface for all of them. Now that all of our boards have been through the planer, we're going to lay them out how we want them, good and square, and then we'll flip it over and we'll mark where we're going to do our pocket holes. We're just going to put a couple pocket holes, not too many because they're pretty small, so we'll do that now. Alright, so while the glue's drying on the top, we're going to go ahead and cut down our legs. The customer wants it 24 inches tall, so easy enough. Cut it off, 24 inches. Alright, so yesterday we went ahead and did our top, we cut down our legs, and then we had to call it quits. The wife and the kids showed up, and family first. But we're back out here today. I've already sanded down the top and the legs, so what we're going to do now is find out the distance we need to cut for the in-between pieces. So we'll just set our legs up just like how we want them. And then we're going to measure this distance here. And then we're going to cut forward the same distance that way we can put our legs together. So. Now we're just gonna put 2 pocket holes on each side of all the short pieces we cut. We're gonna do that for all 4 pieces. That's what's gonna be the joints of the legs together. After the pocket holes, we'll go ahead and set it in here just like this. Use our F-style clamp to hold it in place. And then we'll just run our pocket hole screws here to get the bottom one. And then we'll come down and decide where we wanna do this. And then we'll set it wherever we decide. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So we'll have 2 symmetric legs. All right, now that our legs are done, for the rest of the frame, we decided to do 2x2. So I'm just gonna take the 2x2, and I'm gonna cut it down. We're gonna have to measure from here to here. And then of course, we'll do from here to here. And that'll give us our full box. And we'll just cut 4 of the same exact measurements. We'll just go ahead and do that now. First, we gotta find out our measurement. Now I'm just going to put 1 pocket hole in the center of each one of these. On each side. Alright, now I got my pocket holes drilled in all of them. So we're just going to start by assembling our frame. Start on this corner here. That's our basic frame. Now I'm probably going to go in and add 1 more beam across the center here, just for some extra stability. And then I'm going to have to do my slats across the bottom. So far, we got our top finished, we got our frame done. Now what we're gonna do is go in, we're gonna measure the distance between each 2x4 on the bottom, and we're gonna cut out 3 or 4 2x4s, and we're gonna slat them out. And we're gonna put them in the middle here, that way you have a bottom shelf. And then we'll probably go in and put some decorative end pieces, that way you don't have a big open hole. So we'll go ahead and measure this. And start cutting. All right, so I didn't video it because I feel like you guys have probably seen me struggle with pocket holes enough today. But I cut my pocket holes and I got my side table flipped over, and we're just gonna put them in here just like this. All right, now what we've done for the end, we just took some 2x2s and we just cut a couple angles on them just to fit in there. And then what I've done is I set them where I want them. I made some marks here on each side. And then we're going to try to go in there and half flap them. That way it just looks one solid piece rather than two pieces like this. So, all right, so like you see here, we cut our notch in on both sides. Little half flap joint. I was going to show how I do that, but the way I do it's not exactly safe. So I don't want to encourage anybody to do it that way, but there's our joint. Little tap, light fit, and that's how that'll sit in there just like that. So now it looks like one solid X. And we're going to do it on both sides, so do that real quick. All right, so here we have the basic frame here, ready for paint. So we'll pass it off to the wife. Should throw some paint on there and we'll stain that top and put it all together and it'll be ready to go. All right, now that our stain is dried and our frame's been painted and it's dried now, we're gonna flip the top over and we're gonna mount them together. Now we just gotta go in here and put the X's in. should be ready to put our coat of polyurethane on. All right, well, that's a wrap on our side table. If you like what you see here, go ahead and drop down and hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it. Farmhouse and More.